All right, here we go then. Hello, Mick
Right.
Geggus. Oh, here he is.
There's Jeff.
Here we go.
Jeff's just turning up now.
Oh, he's on board. There you go.
He's a bit. Oh. Down. Point it down, Jeff. Point it down, Jeff.
There he is.
There you
All right,
go.
lad. Yeah, I
you doing?
no email for it, but I'm here now. It took me. I've been looking for it for about 10 minutes.
All right. Well, anyway, you got it now, Jeff.
Yeah. I'm good. Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm in. I'm logged in.
All right then, guys. So welcome to Just Chopsing podcast. You are the Cockney Rejects, the original members of the Cockney Rejects, I must add.
Yep.
And this is my co-host David.
Doing.
And it's very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet
you
both of you.
too.
So we'll start off by a little bit of your backstory, I suppose. I mean, you were formed in 1977, I believe.
No, it was like
79.
79. It was a bit outside because back in the East End of London, we didn't really have the punk wave broke in West London with the Clash and the Pistols.
Yeah.
And it was the East End was a bit of a backwater for punk, and we only had one venue, the Bridge House in Canning Town. So it started there. There was a punk movement there in 76, 77, but sort of we come along in early 79, and basically that was the start of what Gary Bushell later termed the East End punk revival, and it sort of started from there.
Ah, right, okay. Because I thought you had you brought out your debut single, Flares and Slippers.
That's right.
Yeah, that came out in July 1979, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah. That's right.
Because then, because I got all my information's a bit wrong then, because then I've got you released it in, it was a sold out single, and then you changed your lineup.
Well, basically, that was a tryout lineup. I mean, we had the original singer, it was me, Jeff, and we had a friend on drums and a brother-in-law at the time, who's no longer our brother-in-law, on bass, but he couldn't really play, so we recruited our mate Vinnie Reardon to play bass after that, and that became the nucleus of the band for, all the albums, the EMI albums that followed.
The first lineup with Paul Harvey and Chrissy Murrell on the rhythm section, me and Mick for Flares and Slippers, only ever played one show. I believe that was in about June 1979 at the Bridge House. Then that they went, and then a brand new bass player lined up. We didn't really have a permanent drummer at the time. We had a fella called Andy Scott who was kind of took the job when he weren't playing with his other band.
Okay. Now that makes a bit more sense then.
And we sort of carried on years with just like me, Jeff and Vince with another, wherever drummer come, but we never really gelled with one drummer until the last few years, really.
Yeah. So then you signed to EMI then?
Yeah, that was the big one, yeah.
We signed to EMI after we'd only ever played, I think it was 4 shows. Less than Sex Pistols had. We signed to EMI, I think it was end of October 1979 for a 4-album deal. And lots of money, which we never see.
You didn't see any of it?
Yeah, no, we never see any of it. Like big advantage, the manager swallowed all that up. But we had enough to get by on. I think we was put on a retainer of £25 a week, which probably be worth about 170 quid, 200 quid a week nowadays.
Yeah.
When I was 15, I was at school at the time. I was like, it was a fucking fortune to me.
Right, because we were trying to work out how old you guys must have been, weren't we, earlier, Dave?
I was 15 when I signed to EMI. I was 15. Mick would have only been 18, So we was easy prey for the
just kids. Then you were just kids, and it's funny, really.
Yeah, I think EMI always lamented losing, where the Pistols imploded and all the rest of it, and they lost them, and they still thought that there was sort of money to be made in that punk bracket. So they were scouring to find a punk band, a rival, say maybe Sham 69 at the time, who was with Polydor. And luckily for us, in a way, they settled on us, after sort of Jimmy Percy intervened. It was just sort of done in a flash. They wanted it, and apparently we got signed for a lot of money, and as Jeff just said, we never really saw any of it. So we were just
I
happy
think
to
the cumulative deal, the first album was 25 grand, and then it went up 5 grand per album. So we done 4 grams with him, 4 albums with him. So I think the accumulative lot would have been about 140 grand from 1979 to 1981, which was a lot of money then.
Yeah.
Obviously, like, you know, but hey, who cares about that now? You know what I mean? It's been and gone. If I'd seen all that, I probably wouldn't have been here now. I would have probably sniffed a lot of it up my bugle. Like.
Yeah. So you were the Cockney Rejects / exploited.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. You know, we're still here to live to tell, you know. Like.
Yeah, I mean, that's fucking weird, isn't it? You know? But I think a lot of these record deals, I mean, like you said, with your management and, you know, especially with that fucking Malcolm McLaren floating about. Look what he did to the Pistols, you know.
Oh God, yeah. Well, we ended up with a manager who, get this, we ended up with, we didn't have no say in this. We just drifted into his orbit, this jabbly up creature, and he basically had Sham 69. Get this, Lulu. Like, who else did he have? In the summer,
had the angelic upstarts, but yeah, he started out as Lulu's manager. Then he jumped into punk rock because he knew there was a few quid in it at that time. And after us, I think he discovered Boy George, who were a culture club. So you got 3 totally different, like, you know, kind of acts. But how we ended up with him, God knows, you know.
Yeah.
Suffice to say, we fucking hated him and he hated us, but we were still making him money. So, you know.
Yeah, well, he's making you money. Oh, you're making him money, but
made him money. Yeah.
Fucking hell,
plenty of it.
So how did that album do you? I mean, why did you call it Greatest Hits Volume 1?
Well, I just thought, like, you know, everyone else tries to think of a deeply profound album title or an overly street title for their album, and I just thought, well, fuck it. You know, I mean, you see all these Greatest Hits albums in the bargain basement in, you know, Woolworths or whatever at the time, and then just thought it was a funny title. Nothing more than that, really. It weren't overthought or anything. It's just one of them things. Seemed like a good idea at the time, like everything did then.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, 77, well, anything really in the 70s, early 80s, pretty much you could get away with anything, couldn't you? Anything.
Oh, it was a great decade. It was a great decade, you know what I mean? Before all the, you know, everything became a chore and a rule and a must do, like in this horrible place we live in now. You know, you could get away with murder and you could aspire to do something. You could see someone on top of the pops and think, I'm going to fucking do that, you know, and you had a 50% chance of making it happen.
Yeah.
It was great because nowadays, the way it's gone with everything, with Wikipedia and the internet, everybody knows so fucking much. Everyone knows too much about everybody. There was a certain mystique then. You had 2 music programs. You probably had Top of the Pops on a Thursday night. And then on Monday or two, I forget what it was, which was on quite late if you was young, was the old Grey Whistle Test.
Yeah.
And that was it. But now it becomes saturated with the MTV age and this one and that one and that. And with the internet, anybody can plop on a thing, you know what I mean, and find out, you know, how many times you farted in a day. They've got everything that they need.
I mean, you've got people like Robert Plant and all these like whacking stuff on Twitter and all that, and you just think, well, stop it. You know what I mean? You don't need to do that.
Everyone knows you fucking are anyway.
Yeah, well, to be honest, I mean, going back to them days, can you hear me?
Yeah, that's all right. No.
What are you doing then?
My phone's knackered, and I had to have my phone. I had to have it on loudspeaker.
Oh, right, okay.
Right, I need to stick it into a phone shop when I can stop wearing a mask.
Oh, yeah.
You've got to wait.
Don't have to wear them in Holland anymore.
Yeah, it's the same. Holland, they've stopped it, yeah. And Spain today too, apparently you ain't got to wear them outdoors.
Yeah, is that right? Oh, I don't know. Anyway, we're going off track in a minute. Fucking masks and COVID.
Yeah. After that, don't we? Yeah.
I can't remember. I was going to say. Going back to like the 70s and the early 80s. I mean, the music industry was really difficult to get into, wasn't it? You know.
Well, we didn't find it difficult because we had a load of blag at the time. You know what I mean? We had we were very cocky. We knew what ears to blow into, and we knew sort of shake up if we needed to shake them up. And really, it didn't seem that hard for us.
Okay.
You know, because we just.
I think one of the problems was that we found it really easy. I mean, 4 gigs. We'd only began March to October, about 7-8 months.
Yeah.
We'd been formed, and we were signed to the biggest record company in the world. We'd only played 4 gigs, and that was a lot of blag.
Yeah.
That was a lot of putting on people and believing in yourself. And plus, we've got to say, we had a very helpful man in Gary Bushell on our side, you know. And I've got to say it, the other donut, Jimmy Percy, at the time, he had a lot of blag. He was very influential, Jimmy Percy, like in getting people in the door, you know.
And he was selfless in them days, Jimmy, and all. Before he got selfish, he would sort of go out of the way. If he believed you had something, he'd go out of his way to help you.
Yeah, fair dues to the man. He did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was one of my first albums, my first punk albums I bought when I was a kid, you know. It was fucking hell, what the fuck was it called?
Tell us the truth.
No, the other one.
That's Life.
That's Life, yeah, that was it, yeah.
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 Yeah, it was a bit of a story.
Well, it's a funny little story behind that album, because if you listen, it's all narrated by friends of it. And Harry, as in Hurry Up Harry, going down the pub, was actually Vince. Really?
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff then was pretty bad, wasn't it? You know.
Well, it was coming from Jimmy, who was trying to portray sort of inner London life when he come from like Hersham in Surrey, which is like in the stockbroker belt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All that crap about Cockney cowboys. I mean, if anyone had walked around our way in a pair of corduroys, like, as you say, you get your fucking
lace up boots, yeah.
Yeah, you get your teeth punched down your throat.
Yeah.
Especially from you, Per. I mean, you liked the fight, didn't you?
Well,
yeah, we liked the scrap. Yeah, back in the day, we loved it. There's no use hiding behind it. We did love a tear up. Yeah.
Because you were both amateur boxers.
Yeah.
Were you any good?
Jeff was very, very good. He boxed for his country twice.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Now Mick was better. Mick never lost a fight. He could have turned over when he was 17. He could have gone pro. He used to knock them over. I lost quite a few finals. I was a bridesmaid a lot of the time, but I had 39 fights and won 31.
Oh, that's
and a lot of them was at like championship levels anyway.
I was fighting at Tomato Can
or anything like that. I
That's
turned it in at 15 to go in a Poxy Punk Rock.
Hang on, one at a time.
I was fighting at Tomato Can level. So Jeff was fighting at a much higher level than me. So, you know what I mean? That's just, he won't tell you that, but that's the way it was.
Yeah, when we weren't fighting in the ring, we was fighting each other.
Yeah, that's always the way with brothers, man. That's always the way.
Yeah.
But you say you fought for your country then, Jeff? What
were
you doing?
I boxed for England schoolboys in May 1977, England versus Wales in Bridgend, Glamorgan, yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay. England v Wales.
Country, yeah. I represented a few Essex and London ABA, a few different things, South East England and that. So it was all good. You know,
it was great days.
Come along. I wanted to be in a band. You know.
Yeah. So So you wanted to be, instead of treading the streets doing your running, you want to be treading the boards with your guitar.
And after about a year of being in a band, I thought, fuck this, I'd rather stick with the boxing, but it's so late.
Damage
I made the wrong choice here.
And I mean, you're obviously then you're West Ham fans.
Yeah.
So West Ham pro, I guess.
Well,
West Ham
grandfather was
we was calling them all from the ground.
Oh, was he? He did a goalkeeper for West Ham.
Was. And our granddad played in goal for West Ham in 1912 to 1914. He made 30 odd appearances. So it was only one way. He was always going to be West Ham. It was in your blood. But we did get a little bit carried away with that, to be honest. And that proved a lot of downfalls in a way. But when you wind it forward 40 years, it's been a great thing for us. All around the world, we get with the West Ham thing. But in 1979, 1980, 81, when it was very tribal, it caused a lot of aggravation. But it's all a learning curve, isn't it?
Well, you can't regret anything. You can't go through life regretting.
No, for sure.
Yeah, we was what we was. It weren't a pose. It weren't a posture. We were sort of football hooligans at the time, and we carried that over into the band mentality. And there was no shortage of takers, which I totally understand, going to places like Liverpool and Leeds and you know, and Birmingham and all that. Jesus, we antagonised people, and we know we did, you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
you know, it happened, and you can't look back on it roasted. It happened, and it was part of what made us.
Yeah,
Of course
for
it
sure.
was. You know, you're young and you know, as I say, a lot of the bands, you know, like the Clash was very political and that. Fair play to them. Sex Pistols, I mean, my favourite punk band, but you know, Johnny Lydon, he was very clever. He was very well educated in a way, although we didn't go to good schools. Our idea of punk, we come from the football terraces, and that was it, you know. And that's what our songs are about. Obviously, fighting and getting nicked and football, and that's it. You sing about what you do at the time.
Yeah. There's a bit of a misnomer, really, because you seem, I mean, through some of your stuff, you seem really patriotic as well.
Yeah, we've always been sort of working class patriots, you know what I mean? Come very humble beginnings. There's 7 kids in our family. You know, our father was a docker, our mum was an housewife, you know what I mean? We lived in a very rough part of the East End. And we lived in all of us in a little house together, like many families at the time. And yeah, we was proud of our background and proud of our nation, you know, and you know, without sort of jingoism or over the top this, because you didn't have to do any of that then, you know. We always resented extremists on either side. You know, we was always straight down the middle. A bully is a bully, whether he's a left-wing bully or a right-wing bully, and we just didn't want to have any part of any of it.
We had no trouble if any of them put upon us or tried to get involved, then they was dealt with.
Yeah,
and put in their place. You know.
Really?
Yeah, but you know, I mean, you sort of like got on the wrong side of the media, really. You know, because a lot of them were saying that you were like far right or you know, fascists or Nazi fucking.
Well, what they never understood is at the time, Sham 69 had this terrible sort of following of right wingers and British movement people. And after Sham, Jimmy he couldn't take it no more. He hung up his mic. They tried to come round us, and we beat them within an inch of their lives, and they never come round us again. You know, so that's how we tolerated. That's how we handled extremists from both ends of the divide. We hated it. We was never right wing. We was never left wing. We were football boys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely crazy. That what used to get me with that notion. Our old man enlisted in 1939, and he fought 6 years in the war. Going through the glass house. He was in France. He fought like, you know what I mean, like liberating France. He was in the desert as well. He fought against the most evil faction of right wing. You know, what is this all about? I mean, our granddad fought in the First World War against the Bosch. So it's I don't know, but you know, I think it's a lot to do with the music. A lot of them fought at that time, especially with New Musical Express. It was all into this, like, you know, raincoat, you know, really, really avant-garde left-wing art school stuff, you know, which fair enough, that was their thing. And anything that was different, if it was like Sham 69, the Rejects, football chants and all that, for somehow they wanted to bracket you as right-wing. It's madness.
It's mental.
Yeah,
it's always someone ready to label you.
Yeah, I mean, that's the trouble, isn't it? I mean, because I listened to a couple of songs over again today, and I mean, the power and the glory and your country needs you. I mean, the titles can be taken out of context, you know. But I've listened to them really closely today, and they seem more like anti-war songs than anything else.
They are. The Power and the Glory is very much an anti-war song, and so is Your Country Needs You.
Your country needs you. Definitely. You know, of young fellas, you know what I mean, going out for what was us to fight a needless war, thousands of miles away from home, coming back in body bags and coming back severely disabled and handicapped. All for what? You know?
Thanks to the lies from Tony Blair.
Yeah. That's what they was. That was our dig at thingies, you know. We known a lot of people in the forces.
Yeah.
I mean, my son's in the Royal Navy, you know, doing his bit for country, and he's out in the Gulf at the moment. And you see these warships getting shoved by the Russians and all them games, it makes you worry. I wish he'd come out of there, you know, but I can't tell him what to do with his life, you know.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, it is what everybody does. But they're definitely anti-war songs. War's no good for anybody.
No, but my point is with the titles, you know.
Yeah, of course.
The skinheads are reading it and they're not really listening to the words.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, they're like, oh,
no, I understand completely what you're saying.
And the funny thing is, with regarding that, as influences go, sort of the whole band was influenced by rock music. You know what I mean? What we used to listen to, it was, if it weren't the Stones or Black Sabbath or early Queen or Zeppelin and all that, and there was a smattering of punk bands in there, like only the Pistols and the Clash, really. And the first time I ever heard the Pistols in '76, I just went to me mate, I said, you know, that's a great rock song, but it's got a funny voice to it. I like it, you know? And that's all it was to me. They're all just rock songs. And, you know, so really to pigeonhole it one way or another, it's all 4/4 rock. It's all, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's cool, man. And yeah, I mean, like you said, and then obviously with the eye movement as well, you know.
Well, that wasn't really our doing. I mean, with all due respect, and he's a good friend, that was Gary's brainwave, the oi thing. We never subscribed to be the leaders of any movement or anything like that. We found it slightly funny, and the oi title itself was sort of a bit embarrassing. You know what I mean? We just see ourselves as a rock and roll band, and we still do.
Yeah.
Movement didn't really get it, you know. But
yeah, I don't really get the eye movement either, to be honest.
No, I know for a lot of people. I don't get it. Quickly got pigeonholed, as these things do. But we always saw ourselves as being on the outside of it, you know, just a rock and roll band, and that's all we've ever claimed to be, in the mould of AC/DC or something, you know, great bands like that, as you see there.
Yeah, because how that come about, I mean, that was mad. We played a gig in about March 1980 at a place in Leeds, and there was a review in one of the music papers, and it really slagged us off. And it said the only three words I could muster between songs was oi, oi, oi. And we found that funny. So in regard to getting slagged up, we wrote a song called Oi, Oi, Oi. Like, that was, they said the only words I could say in between the song. All of a sudden, this fucking movement, like 8 months later or something. And I thought, you know, nothing like that. We wrote that song with no idea that people would never know. And all of a sudden, you got everybody on the bandwagon. Oh, oi, this and oi, that.
There's this oi band, there's that oi band, there's someone else making out there an oi band, you know what I mean? And we just sort of stood on the sidelines, really looked at them and thought, well, if that's what you want, get on with it.
Yeah, it's really strange.
I thought AC/DC did the oi thing first. Is it TNT?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so they're an oi band. They're the original oi band, AC/DC.
The original oi band then, AC/DC.
Yeah, it must be.
Bless them.
Yeah, I mean, that's all it is. I mean, going back, you know, in the day, he was just like, come over here, you know, or fucking...
exactly, yeah.
You know, and then some cunt makes into a movement.
That's all it is to me. That's all it is.
Yeah, and then obviously later on, you've got all these American fucking fascists picking it up.
Oh.
You know, and then it all goes out the fucking window. It's not about the music anymore.
The window because people, they will always misconstrue it. I mean, if Gary thought when he coined that was ever going to happen, because he would be aghast. He would never have done it.
Yeah, he was just having a laugh.
He was just having a bit of light-hearted. It was like, what did he say? Sid James meets Che Guevara. It was a bit of fun. It was meant to be, and people was usually take it all too fucking seriously.
Well, that's exactly what's going on now, and it was social media and fucking, like you said,
terrible.
Twitter,
terrible.
And, you know,
terrible.
It's all
bullshit.
It's all toilet fucking trash, really.
It is trash. Better to keep yourself to yourself, and you know, I can't stand all that bearing your soul on social media. I can't be doing with it. I don't believe in it.
Yeah, we had a conversation yesterday with David and myself and another guest, or Wednesday or whatever. You know, in a way it can be good, but in a way it can also be really bad. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if, like you said, if it wasn't for the good part, then we wouldn't be talking to you guys.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
you know.
He's got his merits, definitely, you know. Like everything, he's definitely got his bad side of it, you know.
Yeah, and then you've got...
You know, for bands and that and things to be able to do podcasts like this and all that, it's a fantastic thing. But when you get bogged down, like, you know what I mean, all the politics and snidiness on there, that just, not for me.
Yeah, you know, all the cancel culture and fucking...
Oh, yeah.
You're not allowed to say this and you're not allowed to say that. What's happened to free speech? I mean, the platforms are made for free speech.
Well, most of these people who are making these claims and doing this cancel culture and, you know, you can't say this, you can't do that. You've got to fight them on the beaches and all that. They've never had a fight in their lives. That's true. They'll quiver behind their keyboard, these student types and all the rest of it. And as I've always said, what have they done in a fight against, you know, injustice? Like press post on their smartphones. They've never actually gone and, you know, chinned someone for their beliefs, have they? I mean, you know, we stood up for free speech a long time ago, but we preferred the doorstep challenge. You know, that's the way it was.
Well, that's the way it was. I mean, you guys are probably not that much older than me, to be honest.
Well, I'm 60.
How old are you?
I'm 60.
Yeah, I'm 55, so.
Yeah, there you go.
So yeah, so we're roughly
57.
Yeah, so we're roughly around the same area, same generation, you know.
Yeah.
So that's the way things were done in the day, wasn't it? I mean,
absolutely.
You know, in the 70s, early 80s, if you didn't like it, you had a fight about it, and then you had a fucking pint about it after.
Of course you did. Yeah.
Shook hands. That's it. You shook hands and had a pint after, and that's exactly the way it should be. That's right.
Yeah, and now you got all these knobheads running around with knives and fucking.
Oh God, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's got out of control. All that it really fucking has. You know what I mean? All this bullshit, like, you know, people like stabbing up each other and this and that, and honest, the world ain't a great place, is it, at the moment? You know,
no.
When you think of all that, but you know, it's. I'm glad that we was brought up when we was, you know, and that we're not kids coming into the world now. You know.
Yeah.
Like, it's not a nice place.
No.
Yeah, well, things can be way too soft as well. On the other hand, you know, we've got a story going on over here at the moment. I mean, in 2019, a young 18-year-old girl was shot in school.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Here in Holland. Her boyfriend was like some Turkish guy or whatever, and she was Turkish or whatever. But they broke up, and this guy started stalking her for a few months, and then he went and bought a gun, and he drove to the school. He went in the school and shot her in the head 3 times, right?
Yeah.
So he's gone bang to rights, you know.
Yeah.
And then they locked him up. They took him to court, and they locked him up for 14 years, and then he has to go in the madhouse, right? But now they're taking him back to court again because they said, well, 14 years isn't long enough. So now they're arguing over the point. Did he actually murder her? You know, was it premeditated murder, or was he like slightly off his rocker? You know?
Oh, God.
But for him to go out and buy a fucking gun and go to the school that she's in and shoot her in the head 3 times is fucking murder, isn't it?
It's murder, of course it is. And it's the same with all these terrible terrorist atrocities. And the governments at the time, and this government, they'd start terming it a mental health problem and all that. It's premeditated, all of it. You know, everyone should be under the same rules and regulations and judgments. You know what I mean? There shouldn't be sort of, you've got a mitigating circumstance. If it's premeditated, it's premeditated. Simply
exactly.
Away forever.
He knew exactly what he was doing.
Exactly. You don't get much more premeditated than going out, buying a gun, a load of ammo, and fucking driving to the school and shooting her in school, you know?
That's terrible way.
You're fucking off your head. Yeah, you know, and then...
He should be fucking shot.
Well, that's what I said to my girlfriend. You should just string him up.
Right.
You know, fucking...
Yeah. I know if it was my daughter, he'd done it too. I'd be waiting for him without a doubt.
Yeah, me too, to be honest.
Yes.
I would as well. So anyway, we sort of went off a bit there, but
that's law.
That's all right. A rent's a rent.
Yeah, we like a rant on this show, don't we, Dave?
Yeah, we do. Yeah.
No, you've got to have it, mate. I've got to have it.
Yes, you guys played on Top of the Pops as well then, after West Ham won the FA Cup.
Yes, Dave. Yeah, we first did Top of the Pops just before that with our first chart record was the Greatest Cockney Rip-Off. And then obviously West Ham were in the cup final, so we got Bubbles out.
Yeah.
So we went back there for our third and final time. Yeah, that was it. We got banned after that. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a great day out. Brilliant. Fantastic day. And we ruffled a few feathers that day, like I got to say. We was in the bar at 10 o'clock. And then we just got drunker and drunker, and then there's a few altercations with different people, and then like that to keep refilming it. And there was a few Arsenal fellas in the crowd who we took exception to at Top of the Pops. And I think the obligatory dressing room got smashed and this and that. Someone out of a mod band, the Lambrettas, their manager got chinned because he was saucy to us. And this and that, but we're young kids, you know what I mean? In the end, we've done all our money in the bar, and we had to bunk the train home. Like,
you didn't have to pay for your bar, and they'd pay for the bar.
No,
on the BBC, did you?
Yeah.
Well, there's a famous post Top of the Pops performance because we came out at the last one, and we literally was skint. So we had to bunk the train home. As we was walking down to Wood Lane tube station, Sammy Hagar went past us in his big red Corvette. You know what I mean? And I remember saying to Jep, like, fucking hell, what went wrong? We're jumping over the barrier back in East London, you know what I mean? With some poor old West Indian ticket inspector going, come here, you bastards! Like, you know, rock and roll style, mate. Fuck that.
Yeah, it was great, mate. Yeah, it was brilliant. I was proud to be told not to come back to that shower of shit. Because when you see it as a kid, you think, oh, this is great. You know, you see Slade performing on there and all that, you know, sweet, all your heroes. And actually going there was a proper letdown. We was ordered about. There was real, like, you know what I mean? Nazi staff. Don't do this, don't do that. Like, you know, like, you can't do this, can't do that.
Yeah.
Like Matt Hancock and his gang, really, telling you what you've got to do and what you can't. You know, and it was, fuck this, we ain't having this, we ain't having that. And, you know, then they'd stick you in a makeup room. I don't fucking make. I had a few zits on my face. I was 15, 16. I don't want makeup. Oh, you've got to have it. No, I ain't having that, mate. And then their bubble machine. They had a fucking bubble machine. You know what I mean? It was pony. It was terrible. Yeah. And, they're just telling you basically what you should do and what you shouldn't do.
I think we got all of 30 seconds. By the time they taped it, we were so fucking out of the game. Like, I mean, Vince actually collapsed on stage. And that's in the performance.
He had about 15 pints of Guinness.
Yeah.
And then someone, I don't know, had I didn't even know what it was at the time, a bag of Sensi.
Oh, right, yeah.
The really strong grass. And like, someone said, have a go on that. Like, I never had a go on it. I didn't even smoke then. Like, and I had that, and it was just, like, you know, chaos killed destruction. Like, you know, with me few lager tops as well. You know, it was brilliant. I had to bunk school to go there as well. Great day out. Brilliant. I just went in and thought, I can get up with so much mischief here. It's unbelievable.
Mr. Thomas, your maths teacher. There he is there. Bastards. He's supposed to be in school.
Yeah, it was pretty much it. Believe you me. It was pretty much how it went. Yeah. Michael Gove wouldn't have liked that these days, would he? Yeah. Like the old man and the old woman like a couple of grand for that.
Yeah, you can't take your kids out of school for anything nowadays.
That's fucking ridiculous, that is.
Yeah,
that's ridiculous. That's another moot point. I mean, you know, why didn't they ever step in to stop these greedy holiday companies in the 6 weeks holiday and the Easter breaks, jacking the price of family holidays threefold? You know, it's terrible. Greedy people. I mean, you know, you take a kid out of school for a couple of weeks. You don't learn nothing in there anyway.
No, that's true. I mean, you know, it's a very what's the right word? Antiquated institution, I think school is, to be honest.
Yeah, you want to learn to read a book. Jesus.
You know, read a book. If you want to learn to play the guitar, learn to play the guitar. If you want to be a fucking singer, be a singer.
Exactly.
You know,
you'll get there in the end if you're determined enough.
Yeah. Well, but David's quite an academic, so I shouldn't go into that too much.
I just used it was always a way to open another door. That was the reason why I did it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
To get to where I wanted to get.
Fair play, yeah. I'm saying there's nothing wrong with that. You made a success of it. I mean, we just couldn't hack it at school in any way. It just weren't for us.
Yeah, I mean, I was always shit in school. I left school and went to work in a steel factory at 16. You know.
That's it. That's the way it used to be. Yeah. I come out, I ended up as a painter and decorator for the local council for a bit. You know what I mean? I got chucked out.
Yeah, we had the big sugar factory, Tate and Lowe's in Silvertown. And out of school, you either signed on the dole or they went to work in the sugar factory. It was, you know, that were your choices, basically. But I was lucky enough to sign a contract with EMI, well, unlucky enough, when I was in the fifth form at school, when I was 15. So when I started school, didn't want me there anyway.
So there's a phrase we used at one of the first big interviews with Different Sounds that I coined, and it said there's only three ways out of the East End: there's football, boxing, and rock and roll. And years later, Alan Parker made a film called The Commitments, and he stole that line. It was only 3 ways out of Dublin: football, boxing, and rock and roll. I thought, you cheeky bastard.
Yeah.
You that.
We started that years before.
Yeah. Well, I mean. Yeah, well, I'm not going to say it. I mean, you could have sued him for the line, but then you're just as bad as every fucker else.
I'm sure we could have sued a lot of people over the years, but unfortunately, they've got more money than we've got, so it's not worth going there. Like I say, we've never done spilt milk anyway. What's done's done, and it was a hell of a ride anyway.
It's been a great ride. You know what I mean? There's always pitfalls and this and that, but if you laid in your bed of a night, kept thinking about, I should have had this, I should have had that, then you don't live.
Yeah,
so, we've been lucky. We're one of the lucky ones. No one's had a massive dependent drug habit or any of that, and we've got through. We've been lucky enough to go all over the world, and keep rocking on. And it's a great thing. We're one of the lucky ones,
Yeah.
And you're still going. And you're still going. You've got plenty of gigs coming up this year as well.
That's right, Dave. Yeah.
We've got a tour. Hopefully, we can go ahead with it. You know what I mean? There's this panic bunch we got in now. Start panicking again because someone's got the sniffles. But we've got plenty lined up for next year, and we've got a new album coming out around autumn this year. So we're in good shape. Yeah, we're happy where we are.
Yeah, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you, actually. I mean, looking at your notes, you played in Australia at the end of 2019.
Yes, yes.
And that went really well, or not?
It was great. That and New Zealand, it was like a long time coming there. And we got over there, and the people were fantastic, and
brilliant.
The tour was great. There wasn't a bum note to be had. It was brilliant time all round.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, because I saw some stuff on your website today about your new album that you got coming out. I mean, have you got a title for it yet, or?
No, we haven't yet. We're still in a negotiation about that. We're pulling names out of that. We got a pretty good idea, but we're really happy with it. There's 14 tracks on it, and I think it's probably the best thing we've ever done. We did it with one producer in one studio for once instead of doing a bit here and a bit there and a bit there. And we just did it, chipped away at it at weekends, and me and Jeff wrote during the week, and very happy with it. Yeah, very happy with it. And it's like everything we do, it's a natural progression. You take it to the next level.
Is that Stray Cats cover going to be on there, or?
Yeah, that's on there.
Yeah.
Runaway Boys, yeah.
Runaway Boys, yeah. Yeah, I watched that video today, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great song. It was Jeff's idea to do that, and it paid off. We always liked Stray Cats because they come to one of the very early Rejects gigs back in 1980, the Electric Ballroom, when they first, I think Chrysalis brought them over. And they come with their management, and as usual, there was a riot. Mainly instigated by us, because there was a couple of young punks getting kicked around by some skinheads down the front. So us being our anti-bully stance, we jumped in the audience and started, piling into them. And the Stray Cats, Brian and the Stray Cats, they went and hid under a table. And the next day, they said to their management, man, we said a Cockney Rejects show. My God, it was like fucking gang warfare. It was great, So we've always had a bit of affinity with them,
Yeah.
That's great. And then is your album going to be coming out just before your tour then, or?
Very likely, yeah. I think we're looking at September.
Maybe September, October.
Yeah.
Hopefully to get it out. I mean, it's down to us really. I mean, whether you release it now or you just wait nearer to if the gigs are going to happen, which we're all guessing, we're all pissing in the wind at the moment.
Everyone.
Yeah, with this fucking COVID.
Wondering, are we going to play? Ain't we going to play? Are they going to invent a new strain in October and say, back on the bus? You don't fucking know. It's very hard to plan anything.
It is. Very tricky.
Yeah, it is, because they're not allowing any Welsh fans over for the football this weekend. So,
no. Yes, that's
because of the Delta variant. So,
well, it's ridiculous. And then at the same thing, you've got the current crew letting in 2,000 dignitaries from FIFA, who haven't got a quarantine or anything. Just because I think one of the environment secretaries said, we've always had a different opinion of important people. So all us plebs can just go fucking sit on our asses and sit indoors. And anyone who's considered by this government to be an important person can break every bloody law going. It's just, it truly is one law for them. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Jeff needs to plug himself in. run out of battery, I think.
Yeah.
No, I'm here, but someone text something. I'm fucking talking. I've tried to get rid of it, and I can't get back on screen. I'm here in spirit. I'm just trying to find me something. I'm a fucking technophobe. Some cunt texting me fucking jokes when I'm doing this, and I've tried to fucking zap them out. and I've gone up the screen. Right, and my missus ain't here to bail me out because she does everything for me. So I'm just trying to find out how I get back onto it.
I don't know. What do you reckon, Dave?
This normally it's you just close it down, so it might be at the top of your screen, and just give it a click to get back on. Maybe
I think he's on his phone.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, that's what it does.
I couldn't do it on my phone. I got to do it on a computer. So. All right. Well, I think we've gone through anything anyway, so we can let you go, Jeff, if you want.
No. I'm determined to make a fist of it. Like my wife's just coming down the stairs.
Ah, right. Okay.
She might be able to help me out. People fucking texting me jokes.
I bet it's open, isn't it?
Push, babe.
I hope you. Let's
Yeah.
say.
Wales are not losing, are they?
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, I'm back. Thanks,
Here
babe.
he is.
I'll have a cup of tea as well. Yeah. And a bacon roll.
So you do like a conversation thing as well, Jeff? Like a stand-up conversation, or is it like
Yeah,
an audience?
I've got a few stand-up gigs. Yes, someone come up to me to do them. I'm not sure how they're going to go because I ain't rehearsing nothing. Like it's just a 45 minute stand-up, telling the story about the band Dad living and all that.
Okay.
Then people in the break, they can have a raffle and win a bottle of fucking baby sham, get their chicken in a basket, and then after that there's a question and answer session, which obviously not rehearsed. So I think I've got about 5 of them: Newcastle, Glasgow, Dundee, one in Southend, and one up near Liverpool. So yeah, it was just something. Why nothing was happening, and there was interest in doing it. I thought, yeah, I'll have a go. But at the minute now, it's at the back of your mind. But I know a week before it happens or something, because nothing's scripted or rehearsed or nothing. So it's just go up, suck it and see. And I've just got to have a good memory chronologically to keep the stories coming. I mean, I might go down like a lead balloon. I don't know. You make look. I've done a few of them before. I've done a couple of boxing ones with Steve Bunce.
Okay.
And they was quite difficult because you got a lot of old men there. A lot of them punch drunk as well, ex-fighters. And you can make a little quip that you think's funny, and they're just looking at your stony face and think, "Fuck this!" Right? I'll let him speak. And it's just the way it goes. But yeah, it's something different, something new, a little bit of stand up, and I'll just see how it goes. I'll see whether I get out of there alive.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be mainly about music. Then you're going to be talking, is it?
Sorry.
You're going to be talking mainly about the music, is it?
Yeah. That's right. Yeah. I'll just be talking. I'll do 45 minutes to an hour, just stand up and bang, off you go.
Yeah.
And then, as I say, after that, there'll be a question and answer session. There's a couple there got compares, I think, who'll be helping, I don't know, video clips, whatever. But it's back to the working men's club kind of thing, the old 70s stuff.
Yeah,
so
you should have plenty.
I'm forward to it, Dave. Yeah,
you should have plenty of good stories, shouldn't you?
I've got loads of stories. Yeah, I'll have loads. It's just getting them right, and it's how you put them over, how you present them. Like when it's just you and that microphone on, and you got people. They'll probably be hecklers or something, but yeah, that's fair enough. No one's got to kiss my ass. I'm big enough and ugly enough to have to take it. And if you put yourself in that situation, then you got to deal with it.
That's it. Well, it's the same with the hecklers, isn't it? If they're quick enough to say something, they got to like the response as well, haven't they?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I've got to be on my game. Cheers, babe. I've got to be sharp. But it's just something, because I didn't see any gigs happening this year or nothing. It's just a case I just wanted to clamber back on the stage. Whether it was fucking, doing magic tricks. Juggling or whatever. So I just thought, fuck it, I'll get someone offered me it, and I thought I'll have it, and it snowballed from there. I only had one, then a lot of people started wanting bookings. So we'll see.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
Just to say, I'll get out of there alive. You know,
Yeah.
promote
Well, let's make sure you
touring.
take Mick with you.
That's
The
right.
backup.
No, well, quite rightly, if I was Mick, I'd just say, you've dug your own hole, now fuck off and get on with it. And it'll be right. I'll be taking my missus with me. I'll lie behind her.
Yeah,
What would you say your most memorable gig was then?
Oh, fuck off. I'll let Mick say that. I'll let him think of it.
Well,
'cause
I suppose in closing, he's got to be Upton Park 2016, the closing of the ground.
Okay.
You know, that was because that was a massive thing for the three of us, massive. You know, been going over that ground since we were little boys. You know, such history, and to be asked by the club, the fans, they did a poll with the fans, and the fans wanted us, and to get up there and see that old girl out was emotional, to say the least. That was the one. No one can ever take that away from us, and that was really important. Yeah,
Okay.
that was 2016. So every gig has got great memories, and we've been lucky enough to go some great places: Japan, South America, Australia, the US, all of Europe. And I just hope we can continue doing this for as long as my arthritis lets me. So, you think it's getting
that would go along with that. I mean, obviously, even though it was one song, but if you're talking about, you know, a full set of a gig, I think it was 2018 or 17 at Hockenheim, the Formula One track, like playing a festival there in front of 70,000 people, and we could get away. We was playing with Slayer and Bozo Uncles, and you know, quite a few of the metal bands. And it was great to ply your trade in front of like 70,000 people. And we could get away with playing a few metal songs as well, which was really good. And we had a 40-minute slot on there. I think we was third or fourth on the bill. And that was something else. That was brilliant, you know? Like,
because we've always been able to hold our own with any of those bands. We've always prided ourselves on that as well. You know, there's more,
and that was a challenge.
Always been more to this band
challenges.
Yeah.
You know?
There's always been more to this band than just punk. Always was. Always was.
Yeah. And fighting.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's in the past. We don't do that now. A bit of wheelchair fighting, something like that. You know? Paralympic sport, wheelchair wrestling. Yeah, no, we don't get that no more. Fuck that. Imagine trying to jump up a fucking like a 20-foot high stage now. You'd never walk again.
Nah, I can't do it, man.
Never fight and get on with it.
Yeah, let the young boys carry on.
Yeah, it's a young man's game. Let them get on with it.
That's right, yeah.
That's it.
All right then, guys. You got anything, Dave?
No, nothing for me, apart from obviously with you guys being West Ham fans, they had a great season, didn't they?
Very good season.
Yeah.
Seasons they've had, haven't they?
They had a good season, but to be honest with you, we're you know, they've got great support base. They've got the third or fourth right ground, even though I hate the stadium, like, you know, 60,000 people capacity. You know, we don't know that's where they should be. They should be punching their weight at the top with the money the club generates and all that. But it's
sure.
you know, they did. They had a good season, but it's I'm very much like with football at the moment. You know, unless you've got the money, you've got Manchester Cities and all that looking to spend £250 million and all that.
Yeah.
I wish all them top teams had fucked off and formed their own league. And then we could have had a proper league with the lower teams like us, Forest, Everton, Leeds and all that. And it would have been
It has become a game. It has become a game like it's been taken out of the hands of the working people. And you've got all these people who think football was invented in the 90s, literally littered in the stands, you know what I mean? And it is, you'll be, I've heard you be sitting over that new stadium and you'll get 6 fucking American lawyers sitting behind it discussing what they had to lunch at Claridge's, you know what I mean? And not even watching the game. And
they're all on their fucking phones anyway, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
I find that really annoying. There's no, I mean, when the terraces went, basically, football, grassroots football went.
Yeah, of course it did, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the money's ruined it, hasn't it?
Yeah, the money's killed it. Sky
briefly
TV, BT Sport, the
Yeah,
forming of the Premier League killed it.
yeah.
They're scandalous, isn't it? The amount of money.
Well, when
Yeah.
West Ham went down to the Premier, down to the First Division for that while, it was some of the best games you'll ever see. You know what I mean? It went back to sort of almost being grassroots football, and it was so much more enjoyable then. You know, until you get back up to the Premiership and you got all the prancing pussies, you know what I mean, arriving on the fucking floor up, getting sort of, you know, tapped on the ankle as you, I can't stand all that. I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all these experts on the West Ham pages, any page, all debating it and arguing with each other. I thought, fuck me. We used to meet up like 6 of us in the pub once a week, like if you had a midweek game or whatever, and you discuss it in there. Now you got, mate, it's another thing that social media has hijacked, you know.
Yeah.
And that's it. It's just like
everyone.
So much modern stuff is shite.
Yeah.
I have to agree. I can't not agree. I can't disagree
It
with
is
you.
what it is. You know it, mate. You feel it.
I know, like I said, I'm roughly the same age.
I love this show. Can we come on next Saturday and complain? and moan, and put
Make
the
it a
ball right?
weekly thing.
Fucking great. It's great therapy.
Make it a weekly
If you're a
thing.
miserable bastard like me.
Talking to a couple of Welsh hermits.
That's right.
I said today when I said you planned this so we couldn't watch the fucking football.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, yes, yeah.
I think they've done me a favour anyway, because we're 1-0 down at the moment. So,
Oh,
Are you
yeah.
1-0 down? I was trying to flick over, but
yeah, we're 1-0 down.
in between that and the cricket.
Yeah, but at least we avoided the Germans anyway. So you got Germany, haven't you? So
Yeah, we got it. Yeah,
it's like it's meant to happen, isn't it? England and Germany. It's every in football event, you know, whether it's World Cup.
It is, isn't it? It's always meant to be. Yeah.
Yeah, you always
Yeah.
end up with them, don't you? So,
But Wales have done well anyway. You know what I mean? When you think how many people's in the nation, they've got no real established Premiership footballers or anything,
no,
but they have a go and they've made it there.
Yeah,
That's all you can ask, isn't it?
yeah,
Done themselves proud, really.
yeah, that's right. It's the same as
Yeah.
Scotland, wasn't it? You know, Scotland's final was when they played England. That was, they put everything into that game, Scotland, in fairness, and you know
They did. They deserve a draw, without a doubt.
that's
Can't
right.
argue that.
That was definitely the Euro final, wasn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and credit where it's due. They did well.
Mm.
Yeah, like, England won't win it. And I'll be honest with you, I don't care. I'm one of them. I've never really been about international football. To me, it's West Ham, and that was it. I mean, I used to say to my boys, when Frank Lampard and players like that, when they left West Ham and verballed us, if he had to score the winning penalty in a World Cup final, I'd want him to fucking miss. I couldn't cheer anyone from another team. I couldn't.
Yeah.
Harry Kane or all them, because I remember all the goals have stuck past us. And that's the way I am. I don't want to see none of them do well. And even Declan Rice, I hope he has a nightmare, because if he has a good tournament, he'll fuck off to Man City or somewhere. So, you know what I mean? I like to cover my own ground, you know?
Yeah.
That's just my way.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like I said, it's all about the money, innit?
Yeah.
Yeah, all about
Yeah.
it.
With it, like I say, out of the hands of the working people now.
Yeah. I was watching the because I'm a massive rugby fan, and I was watching the Lions a bit earlier, and it's how can I cheer on a Scot? You know, there's a Scot guy on the wing.
Exactly.
I just
get that.
I want to be passing it to the Welsh players all the time.
I don't see the point of the Lions. I haven't seen that for years. I've never seen the point of the Lions. You know what I mean? Maybe the Three Nations. You know what I mean? Let them slog it out.
Yeah.
You know, all this.
Because you've got the ultimate, the rivalries in rugby when Wales play England and then Scotland. That's really, really heavy, and it's really tribal.
Yeah.
Really, no disrespect. I don't get them coming together like for this common goal. You know what I mean? The Lions don't. Not to me, I won't watch it. But if it's England, Wales, Scotland, I prefer to watch a rugby, even though I've never played it and I'm not sure of the rules. I prefer to watch a rugby international than I would football.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
Yeah.
I can't stand this football, I tell you. I was watching a game, I was texting David the other day.
Oh yeah, whinging and moaning about them falling around and
Can't have
it's not their fault. There's snipers in the stadium. You keep forgetting that. And they get shot in the ankles, isn't they?
Or it's stunt COVID. Yeah. All of a sudden, they're on their back. Yeah.
But you tap them on the ankle, they fall over, they roll around, and as soon as they see the referee give a free kick, they're up and they're off.
And this look on their face when they go over, they actually go over like they've been fucking shot.
Yeah.
Look of agony, and I'll just look at it and think, I'll bring back Bonzi, bring back Norman Hunter, fucking Frank.
Yeah, Billy Bremner, Ron.
Real players,
let's have that 70s Leeds team in there punching the shit out of everyone. Fucking brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, Franny Lee and Norman Hunter. That's TV gold.
best punch up ever on a pitch.
That's right.
Love it.
Yeah, fuck that, man. Fucking hell. Anyway, we're gonna let you boys go and get your
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, lovely. It's
thanks
been an
very much.
absolute pleasure, gentlemen. Let's do it again. That was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will. When you get your
pleasure.
album
Thank
out,
you
then.
very much for giving up your time as well on Saturdays. Great stuff. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you, guys.
No, thanks for coming on.
But let
Um,
us know when your album's coming out, then, and then we'll get you back on.
That'll be
Definitely,
brilliant. We
100%.
will do.
Yeah,
We will
100%.
do.
Yeah,
Alright,
and
cool.
it'd be good to see how your stand-up goes, Jeff, as well. We'll have a chat about that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks very much.
That'd be cool.
And just while Mick's there, if I just ask him, because I ain't been ringing him, you got that 30 quid you owe me?
No, actually, your memory's going. It was 40 quid. Done it now, haven't I?
Great stuff.
All right, guys. Thanks for coming on. Thank you
for coming on.
Yeah, thank you for your
Cheers,
time.
gentlemen. All
Brilliant.
the best.
Been a
Thank you.
blast.
Cheers, guys.
It's nice to have a
Yeah.
rant. It's nice to have a rant with some guests.
Bye.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers, Reg. Thank you.
Bye now.
Cheers, guys. Ta-da.
Ta-ra.
Bye.
That was a laugh, wasn't it?
There you go.
That was a
Yeah,
good
that was
laugh.
great, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a good laugh. I mean, obviously, I don't know so much about the music because I'm a bit younger again, so I sort of missed the punk music really. But yeah, they were a good laugh, really good laugh. It was good fun. I enjoyed that.
I don't know. There's a couple of geezers that can rant more than me.
Yeah, that's it. It was great. It was great, wasn't it? Especially when Jeff said it's great. Can we come on again? It's good therapy. Brilliant. That was good fun. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, I'm glad he managed to get on actually because he was quite
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, he was a really funny guy. I bet his stand-up shows are going to be a great laugh.
Yeah. So, I don't know. Oh, he says he's doing 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5.
Any over your way, Dave?
I don't think so. I think they were up north and down south of England, I think, by the sounds of it. But I'm sure he said one in Dundee as well, in Scotland, I think. I'm sure he said Dundee. So,
Oh, right, okay. Maybe we can get him over the Dragonfly.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
Well, you never know, do you?
No, well, yeah, that's it. Got to
Probably get quite a good crowd in there, to be honest.
Mm.
If you could get him in there.
yeah.
I don't know what he'd charge, but
It'd be something they've never done before because it tends to be more music. I think they've had like a poetry night in there.
okay.
But I don't think they've ever had a stand-up.
Well, it's not stand-up really.
Like
It's more
it's an
an audience with, isn't it?
Yeah. So, and I've never been to one of those, and I quite like to check one of those out. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I reckon this would be a laugh.
Yeah, I reckon so.
You know,
And
like
then
to-
especially the interaction at the end, I think would be pretty chaotic. I think that'd be a good crack.
Yeah.
Especially
Yeah,
if it's
amazing.
like football or something. That'd be good fun.
Yeah, they were good guys, man. I was quite surprised. I'm not really surprised that they were good guys, but surprised how the podcast went actually. So
Yeah, it was good fun. It was good.
all right, then, mate, I'll let you crack on and get off and watch the football. That's a bit of
Yeah.
a giveaway really of when this podcast is being recorded, but
Yeah, let's get
not to worry.
self sorted.
But like I said, we're losing 1-0, are we?
Yeah, we're 1-0 down. So hopefully we can have a bit of Bale magic because he haven't given us any so far. And
He never does, mate.
I've seen him play live, and the guy when he was at his best, he was frighteningly quick and dynamite. The guy was amazing. He undone so many teams on his own.
Yeah, well, that's like 10 years ago.
It was a while ago, yeah. But, oh fuck, we're 2-0 down.
Oh well, we're not playing fucking Holland in the final, in the quarterfinal.
No, we're not. No, we're 2-0
So,
down.
unless we turn it around now, all of a
Yeah,
sudden
yeah,
they take Bale off and bring somebody else on, give someone else a chance.
yeah.
So-
Never mind. We had a good run.
All right then. Yeah, like you said, like Mick, or like Jeff said, actually, for a small country, we've done pretty well.
Just to qualify, I think was is an achievement for Wales. You know, it's same as Scotland. Really, it's not our first sport, and like Jeff said, you know, we haven't got a Premier team really. You know, Cardiff and Swansea are highest teams, and they're in the Championship League. So for us to qualify alone is fantastic.
Yeah.
It's good. It's been good for me because I've been able to cheer somebody on for a change. It's been nice.
Yeah. Okay. All right, then, mate.
Well, yeah.
I'll let you get off.
Yeah, I'll keep my hat on with pride, even though we're 2-0 down, and
Well,
spur the boys on.
They might turn it around now. You got your hat on.
That's right. That's what it's all about.
You never know. All right, then, mate.
My
Take it
lucky
easy.
hat's on. Catch you later.
Ta-ra.
Ta-ra.